everyone, this is Del from HANDMADE, and in today's video we are taking another go at the marble effects in resin. My approach is a little different this time. Instead of using mica powders to color the resin, I am using all liquid colorants, and I started off with a white liquid colorant which I used to color my two-part epoxy resin. The initial plan was to drop the different pigment colors in the white resin, give it a little stir, and then pour in the mold. And that is what you see me doing here. I'm starting off with that nice fuchsia pink. It was my first time using this pigment color, and it seemed like it was just floating on the top of the resin. So I spent a little bit too much time trying to push it down in the resin. I think I overstirred in the process and ended up with a nice baby pink color, but that's not what I was going for. I want the marble effect, so I decided to add white to this cavity to create some variations in the colors. And something to note too is that the resin was very liquid at this point. It had been maybe about 5 minutes since I mixed this resin, but it wasn't a very hot day, so the resin wasn't thickening up fast. Anyways, so I decided to add some brighter color to the pink, and I decided to also pour out some of the white resin that I had in my containers, color what was left, and then while I'm doing the pour, I periodically add more white resin to the container so that I can keep creating the marble effect. So if there's a blending or over blending of the resin that's in the container and I'm not seeing any variations in the colors, I would just add some more white to create different variations. It did take a little bit of time as I went more and more into this project. It definitely got better and better. As you see with those green, I got two different shades of green because of how I colored it and how I poured it. And those are meant to be the same color because I'm trying to achieve earrings here. But as I went on with the project, things definitely got better. I was able to get the same colors and almost the same patterns in each of the cavities that are meant to be a match. I will say too that I prefer this method because working with the resin when it is quite liquid is a lot less anxiety inducing than it is to work with the resin when it has thickened up. And I will also say that even though there's a risk of over blending the resin in this way, it can be controlled. As you see, I finally figured out that if I use a stir stick and if I just add the resin, the white resin, and kind of use the stir stick to pull it into the cavity, then that will prevent me from having to stir it and over mixing the two colors. So that is something that I figured later on. Probably the most satisfying part of this project for me was to make some purple resin, but I don't have any purple liquid colorants, so I used the blue liquid colorant and the pink one, and I created purple that way. And that's what is in mixing up on the screen right now. And that is a fun part of why I love art and why I like crafting so much, because you can do so much even with limited resources. You can make big things happen. My camera seemed to have a difficult time registering purple because the mix that we're seeing on the screen right now is definitely purple, but it's giving a dark blue hue to it, but it is definitely purple. The last color that I had to mix was yellow, and I'm happy that I didn't have a lot of resin left over because the yellow blended right in to the white, so there was hardly any visible separation between the two colors. The last thing I did was to scrape the containers, all the containers, put it in this one container and then do a dirty pour, and I love the color combination. I sprayed everything with alcohol ink to burst the surface bubbles, and this is what we ended up with at the end of the day. The marble effect was definitely more visible in some pieces than others, but I will say this was definitely more successful than the previous project. And I'm going to show you a close-up of the results. I'm going to show you some pictures, but I definitely will say that I am very happy that I did this and I am loving the results. And I will say that I just really like that there is no abrupt separation or division between the different colors in the pieces. It just looks like a nice, perfect blend in the ones that the colors are more prominent. And that dirty pour set, love it. Alright, so that's it for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I definitely appreciate your coming to our channel. Please come again, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.